In this video, we're going to explore one of the most mysterious civilizations in human history, the Maya. For decades, researchers, historians, and enthusiasts have debated two major questions. Where did the Maya come from, and how did they develop such advanced technologies? Today, we'll take a closer look at both, and more importantly, we'll ask a deeper question. Were the Maya really just an isolated ancient civilization or something more? Let's find out. And in fact, these questions are far from simple. Today, I would like to explore both of these topics with you: the origins and the technologies of the Maya. And most importantly, were they really just Indians as we are told? Let's begin our investigation with the official timeline of the Maya civilization. According to scientists, the Maya existed from approximately 2000 BC to around 250 AD. That means, according to official science, this civilization appeared about 4,000 years ago. However, if we take into account the possible margin of error, plus or minus 1,000 years, we can assume that the emergence of the Maya may align with another major event described in many ancient sources, the global flood. According to various accounts, this event occurred around 3,500 years ago. If we accept this as a possibility, it opens up a much wider range of explanations for many strange and unexplained facts. As we discussed in previous episodes, the pre-flood civilization was highly developed and possessed technologies that still challenge even the most orthodox scientists today. We also learned that in those times, there were people of unusually great height. At the same time, many ancient sources say that knowledge was brought by gods who descended from the sky in human form, not giants. This suggests that advanced knowledge may have primarily belonged to ordinary humans. However, we cannot exclude that knowledge was also shared with giants, since they interacted closely with humans. In the legends of different cultures, this pre-flood civilization is known by many names: Atlantans, Hyperboreans, and others. But essentially, they may refer to the same civilization. The same applies to giants, known as Nephilim or Titans, different names for what could be the same beings. I won't go too deep into that topic now, perhaps I'll cover it in a separate video. But based on my research, these are simply different names for the same civilizations. From all of this, we arrive at a picture where a civilization appears seemingly out of nowhere right after a global flood that destroyed a previous highly advanced culture. Logically, we can assume that at least some knowledge was preserved. For example, in construction alone, archaeologists have discovered around 1,000 stone cities built by the Maya, and about 3,000 smaller settlements. Evidence of their connection to a pre-flood civilization can be seen in their earliest structures: temporary huts placed on low platforms to protect against flooding. Temples and more complex structures were built later. But stone processing and construction were far from the only knowledge the Maya possessed. They had knowledge of surgery, anesthesia, prosthetics, writing, astronomy, mathematics, and much more. Ancient manuscripts also mention that long ago, large ships arrived carrying red-haired people of extraordinary height. We can estimate their height by comparison. Even the tallest Maya warriors reached only about there. But that's not all. Maya legends say that the pyramids of the ancient city of Teotihuacan, located about 60 kilometers from Mexico City, were built by these giants, including the Pyramid of the Sun and the Pyramid of the Moon, standing at 65 and 42 meters tall. This is also supported by the similarity between Maya pyramids and other pyramid-like structures around the world. Look at the architecture, the same style, the same technologies, found in completely different parts of the planet. From this, we can outline the following scenario after a global flood which, in my opinion, undoubtedly occurred. A group of people survives. Among them are individuals of unusual height, as well as those who preserved fragments of ancient knowledge. These people then spread across the planet and multiply over time. Later, representatives of another civilization, possibly from another continent, thrive and interact with the Maya. Of course, official science will never accept this because acknowledging a lost advanced civilization before us, including a race of giants, would mean admitting that our understanding of history is incomplete. It would require rethinking the structure of ancient history and modern science as a whole. But with this perspective, many things begin to make more sense. First of all, their writing system. It consisted of around 800 glyphs and symbols, each representing words or syllables. These could be combined in nearly endless ways. Allowing multiple ways to write the same word, they practiced vulcanization, strengthening rubber by combining it with other materials. In astronomy, some Maya cities had observatories, round towers used to track the sun, moon, and stars. In medicine, they reached remarkable levels in surgery and dentistry. They performed operations, removed tumors, stitched wounds, and used forms of anesthesia. In my view, all of this knowledge is nothing more than an echo of that lost civilization. It is also interesting that real power among the Maya belonged to the priests. But what are priests in our modern understanding? Often, they are seen as mystics or shamans speaking about gods, but was that really the case for the Maya? Historical records suggest that Maya priests were actually keepers of ancient knowledge. They preserved information about a previous civilization, the one destroyed by the flood. The high priest appointed others and tasked them with educating the population and providing them with books. In other words, priests were not what we imagine today. They spread scientific knowledge among the people thousands of years ago. But how long would it take to develop such knowledge from scratch? Did they really discover all of this while sitting in trees and eating bananas? From all this, a very controversial conclusion emerges before the flood. There may have been a single global civilization. Fragments of it occasionally surface in different cultures. The Maya are no exception. The same legends of giants, the same stories of a lost civilization, the same unexplained knowledge. Only one question remains. What happened to this knowledge? Was it lost over time? Perhaps or maybe we have yet to rediscover it. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe. More interesting content is coming.